Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much. So it's 1:14:56, right? All right, great. Niles, I can take yours too. Okay. All right, so that was for, how much was that for?
107.40?
Okay, we're gonna take two things out of order.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna take two, because Sajak has got to go to Taunton for, a meeting.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then just make sure you sign everything.
Okay, well, they're signing, Lisa, I'm gonna open the meeting.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, Dayton Conservation Commission. Are you ready? The Dayton Conservation Commission is going to open its meeting for December 19, 2024. It's being held at 1111 Somerset Avenue at the Old Town Hall. This meeting is video and audio recorded for cable broadcast and internet posting on www.dayton-mass.gov and YouTube. Would everyone stand, please, for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At the request of Attorney Sajak, we're going to take two items out of order from the agenda. 2371 County Street and 880 Hart Street. Is there a motion to take those two items out of order?
Motion to take those two items out of order.
Second, is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, come forward, please. Okay, we're gonna do County Street, 2371 County Street.
Yes.
That's the first item that you two are involved in.
Yes, so I was speaking to Lisa earlier, and also to Commissioner Dave. I asked if they had received my email with the updated plan, and they had not. So I have to see what's going on, because they're not the only ones that haven't received any emails from me on that. I got some other questions. But to give the commission what's going on, we had updated the plan for the recommendations that we agreed to on the last time. Also, he had started cutting in the small little access road on the backside to get down to the lower portion, so he could put in the haysock out there, and he ended up getting hurt. He got hurt, I guess he got
You
hurt.
say he.
The owner,
Okay.
Mr. Enos. So he got hurt. I don't know.
Fall down the embankment?
I'm not exactly sure. I didn't see him after he got hurt, but all I know is he got hurt, and then he contacted me to see if I can help him to find a suitable contractor or landscaper that can go and do the work for him. So we're in the process of doing that right now, but the main thing is I wanted to see whether or not you had received the plan, and you haven't. So I'm going to resend email tomorrow morning with that out again. I'll also try to send it from my phone, because sometimes it works from my phone.
Oh, yeah. We don't get, see, Blue Mail doesn't work very well for us. I don't know if that's what you use with Outlook.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's my
And
own
reminder what-
ISP, yeah.
We're closed tomorrow, so it wouldn't be till Monday,
Oh,
so.
Monday? Okay.
You wouldn't hear back from me until Monday?
Okay,
But
so,
can we back up? Because you said something about Haywaddle. We talked
Hey,
about,
Haysock.
we talked about the Filtrex or the mulch log.
Yeah, the, with
Are
the
you
green, I know, I
Do
still
you know
call.
if he used that or not?
No, it's it has to be brought to the site yet. It wasn't brought out to the site. He was
Okay.
getting down to the
The
bottom.
last thing I want is him to install them all and then us to say
Yeah,
they're the
it's-
wrong ones.
It's the green netting,
Good.
yeah. Yeah, I call it haysock, so that's just
Yeah.
me from, old
From,
age.
from 40 years ago?
Yeah.
I understand. No problem.
okay, when you send that, could you do an immediate follow-up with Lisa to see if she received it? And if not, we would like hand-delivered copies so that we get it next week. This has been
We
going
do
on
want
since.
paper copies.
Oh,
Jack.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, we usually bring them to Lisa anyway, so.
We do need them, yeah, even if you just email, like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
the other one.
I'll
we-
email it, but then I'll make sure, like on Monday, we bring over a few copies for you.
And,
as
and a
well.
few of whatever we talk about, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, I interrupted you.
No, I didn't have anything else, because this is going on for too long.
Yeah, and I want it cleaned up too, so.
Okay, Lisa, or any, do you have any questions, or?
No, I mean, guy get hurt, so no question.
Dave, no questions, okay, Lisa, you,
So Monday, yeah, Monday we'll look for that plan,
Yep.
I'll look for that plan, and then, if I don't get it, I'll call, either way, I'll let you know, okay?
Yeah, I'll call me, because we should be at your office sometime between 10 and 11 a.m. on
Okay,
Monday. With the hard
perfect.
copies anyway.
okay, next is the, Hot Street, 880 Hot Street. I think, all right,
Has it changed?
No.
Oh, all right. Wow,
You want one or two, or?
one. Thank you.
Jack, I'm familiar with it already.
I got one here, yeah.
Oh, you do have one, okay, all right. Are all the flags in the field moved to where we had talked about them being accurate?
So we have the location of the survey locations of them, but I have not hung the flag yet. No. So like up on the front side on Hot Street, we have the location on there, so we just gotta go back with the instrument and put it in and hang it.
Okay,
Yeah, so.
sounds good.
Okay, now, one of the things is, into the future, is we're gonna have you mark that whole area with those
The,
wetland signs,
posts.
so,
We do the placards,
Yeah,
brackets.
yeah,
yep.
with posts every 30 feet or so.
You want it every 30 feet, or you want them like at certain flag locations?
No, usually every 30, but, I mean, I noticed they have a fence out there, so, is the fence gonna be moved outside the wetland?
So, the fence that is within the wetland, yeah, that would have to get moved.
So the placards can just go on the fence posts,
Right on the fence post? Okay.
yeah, facing out,
Yep,
towards people rather than towards the wetland.
yep. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
And then, one other thing, when we were out there, because we're gonna cut back on the cow pen on the backside, and we're gonna push it out along the right-hand side, we're talking about doing an RDA for that. When we were out there on the field, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense, permitting it
Yeah,
separately.
so that way it's, you have a recorded, record of it, and, it'll end up being there.
Okay,
Right.
And I
So-
mean, can you and I just, like, go over where we want the placards? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I can even meet you out there too, just,
Okay.
to verify them too, you know, like,
we could, you know, if you have any turf flags, we could put them in. If you don't, I have some, but,
yeah, I don't have any, but,
yeah. We just don't wanna put them near the animals, 'cause they eat them
yeah.
and get hurt, but, yeah, I think we should do another site visit with this.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you and I can go out there and we can, pinpoint the placards.
Okay.
That's not an issue.
okay. So we're heading on the right direction in both of those.
Yeah, I mean, could you put the flags in according to where we discussed and according to this?
Yeah.
Before we do the site visit?
Sure.
Great.
What's your schedule like? I know because of the
Yeah.
holiday coming up, like next week, we're only gonna be working for 2 days,
Right,
because it's right in the middle of a week, and then,
right.
but after Christmas and prior to New Year, I could possibly meet you out there.
Yeah, Monday or Tuesday?
I don't think you want to go out Monday or Tuesday. It's going to be in the 20s for a high.
No, the following week.
Oh,
Following week.
Following week.
But I'm saying this week, coming week, yeah. So
Yeah.
that goes up, right up to prior to New Year's,
Yeah,
the last couple of days of December. Okay, all right.
I mean, we wanna plan it tentatively for the 30th in the afternoon?
yeah, when the sun is brightest and warmest.
All right. Do you wanna do 1 PM?
Sure. That will work.
And I'll bring some placards. The only thing with that is they're $1 a piece. So that's the cost we paid for them. So we charge the applicants $1 a piece.
Okay, and then once we get out there, we can get a count.
Oh, that's Tuesday, Tuesday, right?
No, Monday.
Monday,
Monday.
okay.
Unless you wanted to try to go on Christmas Eve, which I don't really wanna do.
Yeah, that's not happening. I gotta make my apple pie, so I'm gonna be way too busy.
Right.
Remember, if you show up late, you gotta bring the eggnog with a bourbon in it. Just saying.
That sounds good.
Okay, we're all set, Lisa? We're all set with these two then for now?
Yeah, so just, if you could just, confirm that,
Yep.
when you confirm the meeting, confirm that the flags are up, because I really don't want to have to go out there twice. I'd rather just go
Oh,
out.
yeah, no, I wanna go out there, just do all at once and we'll be all
Okay.
set.
I mean, the only other question was, Jim and I were talking about the wood chip pile.
Maybe the whole pile, either use it as pellets and heat up the house, or just make it disappear.
Or, rake them out.
It's too,
Well, we can't rake them out into the wetlands, so that we can't do,
No,
or
but
you
you can-
can't do.
But you can rake them and thin them out and pull them back a little bit too.
I mean, that's kind of filling in the yard, though.
Well, if it's wet or buffer zone, we don't want that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take them and use them for, chips to burn, I don't know.
Well, it's a big pile, I don't know. There is a 100-foot buffer zone that goes through the front yard if they want to put the wood chips outside the 100-foot buffer zone. And it looks like the side of the house, they have an area on the side of the
Yeah,
house.
over on the left, side of the house is,
Yeah.
Okay.
is all that.
Even
How
outside
about
the
the
50.
next visit, then it be determined there where they're gonna be placed, because we don't want them in the buffer, in the wetlands or the buffer.
Okay.
So maybe that area out of the buffer zone would be the best.
Okay, all right.
Okay, you got those notes, Lisa?
Yep,
Okay, so we're all
Thank you.
set, I guess we're all set then for now.
All right, thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Thank you
Okay.
for accommodating my schedule. I appreciate it very much.
Christmas.
Yes, have
Merry
a
Christmas.
good holiday and holy day and watch out for the eggnog.
Oh, I'm waiting for the eggnog already.
Okay, we're gonna go back to our original section, abbreviated notice of area delineation by David Butler seeking confirmation of wetland resources at 833 William Street, map 8, lot 20. A continuance request was received by Prime Engineering. Is that still in continuance?
Continuance, yep.
So that's gonna go to January.
January 16th.
Okay, is there,
There's an error. I wrote 24 on the agenda. It's 25.
okay. Continued, okay, is there a motion to continue?
Motion to continue to 1/16/2025.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Okay, next is an RDA from Timothy Johnson for property at 0 Boxwood Lane at Hunters Hill, map 20, lot 88H.
Good evening, Chris Andrade with Insight Engineering, 1539 Fort Ave, Seekonk, Massachusetts, here representing for Timothy Johnson for 0 Buckwood Drive within the Hunters Hill subdivision. This project is for a single-family home. We are proposing a straw Filtrex system for the erosion controls, which will wrap around upwards towards the 100-foot buffer. The limit of work is proposed just outside of the 50-foot. We have post and placards proposed at the limit of work. There's going to be 4 separate posts and placards. The construction of the home, the majority of it falls just outside of the 100-foot, with the rear portion falling within the 100-foot buffer. We're also proposing 3 infiltrator units in the rear and 3 infiltrator units for the roof runoff along the easterly side of the foundation. Calculations for the infiltration units were found below, were well within the limit of the unit.
Okay, now, on this property, you have a regional sewer system, or
Yeah,
I'm
so-
gonna call it a regional,
Yeah, so
it's not
a
town
shared,
sewer.
yeah, so a shared septic system. We're gonna have the sewer pump right off the front of the porch.
Okay.
And then it's gonna feed out towards the front,
Okay.
into the existing sewer stub service.
Okay,
So these plans are old. Chris modified them.
okay,
To
all
show
right,
the
yeah,
posts and the
but
placards.
it gives
Which I
us,
haven't seen
I'm
yet.
following you between the two, and I can,
Post and placards, and then the Filtrex detail with the call-outs for the Filtrex.
Okay. And so they're not really going in the tree line at all with any of the work because the lot was cleared. It was mostly brush anyway, but.
okay, so you're not gonna be cutting,
Yeah, so there's a few trees in the rear, but all the work is proposed outside of those trees, and any work inside of the limited disturbance is already, it's like underbrush at this point. It's been cleared for years.
okay.
And then can you just describe to us the cut and the fill that's gonna happen for this?
The cut and fill?
Yeah, like you bring it in, fill,
Yeah, so typically what happens is as they dig down for the foundation, they'll identify whether it's suitable soil or not. Typically, it depends. I know Hunters Hill has been pretty rocky. So we'll have to bring in some suitable fill if needed for the foundation compacted.
Is it a basement or a slab?
It's a basement.
So the front of the site, it's like 134, and then it drops down,
To 129 in the rear.
it's about 5-foot drop.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll have just pitched the,
Yeah, so we're gonna be at like 136 with the existing the proposed foundation height.
Height,
The
okay.
driveway, roughly 135, 134 and a half, and so it's gonna pitch down to the roadway. So it's a gradual slope. It's actually gonna have like a low spot. So you're gonna come out of the driveway, drop down, have a low spot where it's able to the water flow left and right of the driveway, east and west, and then towards the rear, towards the wetland. And then it goes back uphill towards,
Is it gonna be a gravel drive, or are you gonna,
most likely pavement.
yeah?
Yeah.
And then, so the posts and the placards are gonna go right at the erosion control line?
Yeah, so we're gonna keep it at the erosion control, because typically what happens is that's our limit of disturbance, and if you do it anywhere else, it's, eventually it migrates, so.
Yeah.
okay. So this would be, Lisa, this would be a number 3 on our form here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's just
Um,
put that together. We also have to make a determination under the local bylaws, so make sure it would be 6 as well. So,
Okay. Now, is this where Lynn is gonna live?
Yep, that's the idea, yeah.
I think we should do 4, -4, and 6, Jim?
4 and 6?
Yeah, because
Okay.
then we can condition it so that the erosion controls are inspected
Okay,
prior to signing off on the building permit.
Okay.
okay, so what we'll do is look for a
And the
motion
placards are in,
for a negative determination, and we would use, on this form, numbers 4 and 6, so we can write a couple conditions in. Is there such a motion?
Motion for a negative determination. 4 and 6.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
And then you also have to say it's a negative determination under the local bylaw.
okay, all right,
No numbers, just,
okay, looking for a motion under our bylaw for a negative determination.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Thank you
You're
very
good
much,
to
have a
go.
good night.
thanks, Chris, see ya.
okay, next we have Mass Electric. It's a request for determination of applicability in RDA for the Data Vault Drive, map 22, lot 24, for replacement of one utility pole and vegetation management. You were out there early, you beat me here.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, I usually get to these things pretty early.
You just
better or
wanted to
for
see
worse.
a nice little town in action.
Yeah, yeah. For the record, Nate Goshgarian with LEC Environmental. As you said, this is an RDA for a utility pole replacement. So this is a replacement located on a right-of-way within an easement that crosses a commercial property located at 43471 Data Vault Lane. We are at about 98 to 100 feet from BBW. So this is a
Yeah.
pole replacement for a pole that is aging. This is kind of the circumference of BBW in relation to the pole. This is the only protected wetland resource area that we are dealing with. So again, we're at 98 to 90, to 100 feet
Sorry.
from the closest BBW. We're not in the flood zone, we're not in MAPS, priority habitat, endangered species.
Can we just talk a little bit about the vegetation management that they propose?
Yeah, so the vegetation management is basically used to facilitate safe installation of the pole. So this is branches or saplings that are encroaching on kind of the angle that they come in with the new pole. So anything potentially interacting with the pole as it gets set would be cut. But it's usually minimal, and these are just branches that are clearly in the way of the pole while it's being set for safety purposes. And then in these situations, the other other important factor is erosion control. We are kind of dealing with a bank within maybe 10 feet. These replacements really are like extractions, if you've ever seen them. They're extremely clean, extremely precise. I've seen quite a few, and they usually wrap the area of the pole with staked silt sock, and if need be, silt fence. But that's usually the minority of cases.
So I know they usually use are they gonna use the straw wattles sometimes?
Yeah, they usually do that, staked around the
Yeah,
footprint.
in this case, it's like pretty, there's not a steep grade there at all, so that would be fine. Typically, we don't really like the, straw wattles here, but
Okay.
if that's fine in that case.
Well, they're just going to remove and just put an auger in,
Exactly,
And
essentially
then,
replace the footprint. That's
Yeah, and for
Interesting.
staging, they have access.
yeah.
okay, what we're looking for is a negative determination. Is there such a motion with number 5 being cited on our form to give utilities the right to work with?
Did we wanna see if there's anybody here?
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I live on Gable Road, so I'm curious as to which pole, you cut back vegetation at 2 poles on the road, so which one exactly are you replacing?
Let's see if we've got it numbered here.
And will there be notification when that's going to happen? Will there be interruption in service?
So there will not be an interruption of service. You should have received a green card in the mail, which would have like a general description of the project. I can certainly send you a
I don't
copy of
have
your.
any of this, no.
Okay, I'd be happy to send it to you if you like this exact one. So this is the location of the pole. I don't know if that says the specific number in there, but it's about 100 feet beyond that locked fence. And there's that.
So you're going inside Iron Mountain property.
Correct.
So the vegetation that you cut on the other, on Data Vault Road where the other poles are,
Nothing to do with this.
Thank you, Lisa.
okay, so why was that vegetation cut?
I don't know. No, this is just strictly for this single pole that's being replaced.
So if they might have cut the vegetation, in advance of this because they're outside our buffer zone with that. So what happens is, the only reason they filed with conservation is because they're in our wetland jurisdiction, within 100 feet of the wetland. So they are allowed to do vegetation management around the other poles. According to conservation, we don't have any jurisdiction over whether they do that or not.
Yeah, and for them to put a pole in, the equipment they use today just yanks it up, and then a big auger just goes down, and then
But
they
if-
transfer wires.
If you would like, we have the contact information from Mass Electric, and if you had specific questions regarding the vegetation management like that, you could contact them directly too.
Yeah, I've had questions. I've tried to call before to get
Oh,
information on that, and we've had saplings on power lines, and no one ever gets back to me. So.
oh, so maybe Nate can connect you.
I could connect with National
Yeah.
Grid and give them a heads up if they have somebody's inquiring about
Yeah.
vegetation management, sure.
That would be great, yeah.
So, but as far as this goes, we can't not allow them to replace the pole for any
No, I was just
conservation
curious
matter.
about- Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
This isn't even, I assumed it was gonna actually be the poles on my property, because they cut vegetation around those poles.
Oh,
And so this is actually in the Iron Mountain property.
but they may be replacing, right? You may be, and it might be outside the buffer zone, which is why we're not talking about it tonight, is what I'm trying to say.
So they might be planning on doing it, but we're not made aware of it.
Should you give those cards to Lisa?
Sure, yeah, okay.
And then I did speak to LEC, someone in your office said they paid the bill
Okay,
for the legal.
right, I got, you need the receipt or you?
Yeah, I'll take the receipt, you got it for me, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
you're welcome.
You're all set? Okay, is there a motion to issue a negative determination noting item 5 on the determination form.
So moved.
5 and 6.
Five and
Sorry?
six.
5 and 6.
5 and 6, okay. Well, we don't have that in our bylaw yet.
Right.
It will be after it's been
What we're saying
approved.
is it's, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, true, yeah, yeah.
Is there a
Good
second?
point, no,
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. You're all set, sir.
Thank you.
good catch. Safe travel, thank you.
Next, we have a request for determination of applicability from Elizabeth Ann Gothia and Ellen Boudreau for property at 209 Beach Street, map 25, lot 102, for upgrade of an existing failed septic system within 100 feet of the bordering land subject to flooding and storm flowage, 100-foot buffer zone to a bordering vegetated wetland as well, and within flood zone AE-15.
Good evening. For the record, Niall Zager from Zenith Consulting Engineers. So this one was a little bit of a unique situation, as I was reached out to by the owner of the property that they were having back up into the home. They couldn't do laundry. They couldn't do anything. It was almost inhabitable. They were having to pump almost every day. It was basically being influxed by the water table there, as we know. So we reached out to the to conservation, as well as to the agent, as well as the Board of Health, and they were willing to treat this as an emergency repair. And so what you see before you is essentially what has already been done in the field, and we're now here just kind of confirming that it was done, essentially.
After the fact.
It's an after the fact filing, correct. So all the work is done. There's an as-built been done. It's been inspected by the Board of Health. It's been inspected by my office. I'd be happy to go through detail with you on whatever you'd like, but
Did you just redo the system, or did you do one of those Japanese-type systems?
so we used a what's called a Presby system. So it's a tank and a pump, and a Presby system is essentially just 12-inch pipe with filter fabric around it, and it has a better sand. It has what's called a C33 sand, which is a much coarser sand. This system allows for a smaller footprint. It also allows for the elimination of the 5-foot overdig around the system, which this system specifically, because there was a significant amount of peat found on site when I did our soil evaluation. There was a significant amount of sand that needed to be hauled out and brought in, which was a significant cost. So we were able to get rid of that 5-foot overdig, and that significantly reduced the cost of the system. So there's not one of those systems there's not an advanced treatment. It's a Presby system, which is an allowed system.
Yeah.
It's allowed under general use and remedial use under Title V.
Okay.
And I'm curious, was there any fly ash in there?
There was not that I saw. No, it looked just like peat. It was just pretty straightforward peat to me. It was about. Well, actually, I'll tell you right now, because I did the soil valve. My memory's not that good anymore.
Do you think it was original to the
Yeah,
site?
it was just about 3.5 feet of fill, and then peat went down to about 7.5 feet, and then we hit beautiful coarse sands, which is pretty typical of that area. So we had to remove all that material, haul in new Title V sand, and build up from there.
Okay. Now, advertising, did you give receipts to Lisa for the?
Yes, I did. I did.
And paid the check, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
all right.
given at the. beginning
Okay,
of the
so after the fact, is it a certificate of requirement? Lisa, have you been there first? Have you been down there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it's all set. So what you really need then now is a certificate of compliance.
I need a certificate of compliance from Board of Health, but conservation-wise, because it's an RDA, I don't think there's one required.
Okay, all right, okay, no, that.
Yeah, no, it's a good question, because normally if you have a notice, you, in
Okay,
an order, you would need
so,
it.
wait, is there anyone else here to ask questions on this? Okay, so what we can do then is, issue the RDA with negative, a negative determination, and then to say, after the fact filing with permission.
After the fact, due to the nature of it's an emergency.
Yeah,
Yeah, and obviously Board of Health reviewed it, approved it, and the only thing I did say was I would like to see some stabilization, because there is a mound there.
okay.
So some winter rye and some straw thrown
Okay.
down.
Yeah, I've actually already, I put a phone call into the installer, regarding that, but I haven't heard back. I will call him again.
Yeah,
He may just be away for a couple of days, but,
it's not gonna happen the rest of this week.
yeah,
Well, you could put straw on it, but.
that's true, that's true.
Yeah, I guess you could even put seed underneath the straw.
Yeah, you can.
No, that would freeze right up even the,
You would think it would, yeah. I mean, especially with the cold temperatures that we're supposed to be getting this week.
yeah, and the, way down. Okay, I'm looking for an after-the-fact negative determination and citing,
4 and 6.
okay, all right, citing numbers 4 and 6 on our form to, issue such a negative determination.
So moved.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so,
Thank you very much.
so you got your negative?
Just keep me in the loop, have the installer contact me.
Of course.
So that I know it's done.
Of course.
Thank
Got
you.
it. No problem. Have a great holiday, everyone.
Yeah, and there's something else that, you need from Lisa as far as, an issuance saying that it was done properly, that's, fine.
Yeah, I mean, I might get these determinations done on Monday or Tuesday and have the guy sign.
Okay.
If I do you want it mailed?
Mailed would be better,
Okay.
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Especially at this time, yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great. Thank you very much.
So long as it doesn't go Amazon, I hear they're on strike.
Not around here.
Not around here, no. Okay. Next, we have a request for determination of applicability from LBH Hunters Hill LLC for property at Clubhouse Road Drive at Hunters Hill. Okay. My goodness, you're getting to be a habit here.
Yes, yes. A good habit, I hope.
Yes, that's good. Everything is working
If you
out.
Have a Christmas party for us at the clubhouse. More than welcome,
Next year, hopefully.
Oh,
That's,
okay. All right.
the foundation's in,
There you
so
go.
it's
Oh,
a start.
that's-
So, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta let it cure up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, these houses that they take the forms off today and they start building this afternoon.
Some do, we don't, but,
No,
but some do, yes.
This
Yeah.
company doesn't do that.
No, but I'm saying, I've seen that
Oh,
in the
yeah.
past.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm
It's
saying,
Not a good practice.
not a good practice, no. Yeah,
Definitely.
A lot of cracks.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and,
Oh, let me get you guys the plans, okay? Slow down a little bit here. Let's see.
While she's getting the plan, I'll introduce myself for the record, Lee Castagnetti, with Long-Built Homes.
wait a minute, your tongue was faster than my ears.
Apologize. Lee Castagnetti.
Lee Castagnetti.
Lee Castengate.
Casting K.
Do you know what it stands for in Italian?
I do. Yes.
There was a casting K that lived in Dayton.
It's not Castagnetti.
Oh,
Castagnetti.
Casting Getty.
Yeah.
which in Italian interpreted, translated from Italian is little chestnut.
Little chestnut. Well, I'll be watching the trees out front there.
There you go.
Now, here's something, if you have space this spring, I'm gonna have chestnut trees, American hybrids. So if you have space
Oh,
and
yeah.
you're willing to protect them with wire rings and all that, when they start, it'll be probably mid-May.
Okay. I think we can do something to work with you on that, yeah.
Because I don't wanna be out running around planting them until the day I die, because last year was tough.
Yeah.
You did it though.
We did it, yes,
did it.
Dave and I and two others, and we put about 80 in.
Wow.
And we gave some away, and what I'm looking at is for people to get them so that they can take care of them, because once they're planted, we don't know if the deer eat them or.
Yeah.
It's just too much work to go checking, we
Yeah.
can't do it. Okay,
Well, there are a lot of deer out there, so if they are
but
a
once
species
they
that-
get up around 8 feet,
Yeah,
it might
right,
take them
but-
4 years to do that, then they grow like crazy.
Yeah. How big do they get?
125 feet, and they will go,
So you gotta be careful with
at 200 to 300 years old, they'll get to be 10, 12 feet wide, diameter.
Wow. So you have
We
to
don't
be-
see them anymore.
No.
That's what caught my attention, and that's how I got involved. When I saw these massive trees on the net, and they said, I never saw one of these. They're all dead before I was born.
Well, mass haven't been clear cut pretty much entirely.
The year
Well-
1900,
Yeah.
83% of New England was bare ground.
Usually clear cut.
Uh,
So that's why you don't see it.
New Hampshire had the most trees, they were only like 68% clear ground, but all the rest of it,
Yeah.
Now, are there still natives up there? Native trees?
no. The only old growth is over by Mount Wachusett.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Old growth.
And there's something in, I think, Michigan or Wisconsin.
And Maine, I believe, has got some old growth up on the Canadian border, way up
Probably further
in the
north,
county,
yeah.
but,
Yeah.
no, most of it was all cut off.
And some of them, the roots are still producing because it doesn't, the blight does not kill the root, only the trunk up.
Mm.
And I got one growing behind my house, native, but it won't do anything. But these are hybrids. So, okay, you're on.
So this is a pretty simple filing. We're just seeking to build a house on lot 79. All of the activity will take place outside of the 50-foot buffer zone, which is why we qualify for an RDA versus a notice of intent. Pretty much everything's straightforward as shown on the plan. Minimal grading in the backyard toward the side of the wetlands.
There is one edit that we had him make. He had the 100-foot buffer zone in 2 locations. So that dashed line, he has it labeled as.
Yeah, incorrect, yeah.
Yeah.
That,
But that's not the right one. The right one is the one closest to the building.
which he does have marked as well,
Yeah.
yeah. He marked the erosion control line as the 100-foot buffer zone,
By accident.
which is actually the buffer zone, the erosion control line and limited clearing.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, by all means. And we, Lisa and I have discussed with the houses that we're doing on Boxwood Lane,
Yeah.
and we had introduced the post, the type of post that fiberglass post that we were using, the carcinite, and so we'll adhere to
Yeah,
that same
the
code
signs on it.
throughout the development for all the lots.
So then on this one, where do you want to put the post?
Well, we had talked about putting posts on the others as well, one each at each end
Okay,
of each boundary line.
okay.
And I think we talked about putting one in the middle.
Yeah,
But if
three's
it,
fine.
yeah, so
So if
that's,
you wanna put them right where the erosion control line is?
yeah, we're along the erosion control, just like we had talked about on Boxwood Lane, the exact same, which again, we'll plan on adhering to that as a standard throughout the development.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with this, this all is clear, it was previously
Yeah.
clear. Now, quick question for you, Lee, is this is, you had mentioned this is the last one until you turn the corner? Like, the last one you'll be filing with us?
On this strip, along that strip, that's right, that this is the only one, along that strip, of I think it's 7 lots, that was jurisdictional from the model home, which is lot 81, down to lot 74 or 73.
Okay.
So this is the only one jurisdictional along that strip, and then, but we will be coming in, as when we turn that corner, we'll be coming in with the next batch, so we're not in mad scramble mode, and, you know, we're doing it methodically and staying ahead
Yeah.
of,
Now, the entire project will encompass how many houses?
well, the entire project will be 140.
And how many?
33 were built when we acquired the project,
Okay,
and then you have the Johnson's lot
yeah,
that they had bought previously
Yeah.
from the Mirandas. So that would have been the 34th lot.
yeah,
So we bought 106 lots. So
okay.
we'll be building 106 homes,
Oh, you will be, so that'll be about 150?
140 total.
140,
Right.
okay. And is there?
And that was the permit, the planning board permit
Yeah,
capped it at
this is
140.
all 55 and over?
All 55 and over. Correct.
Now, okay, because I know you get the clubhouse going in. Was there a miniature golf course that was supposed to go in?
No, originally there was a 9-hole golf course.
Oh,
That was gonna go in. And then early on, when we were getting involved in the project, we had met with all of the homeowners, and we had explained to the homeowners that you can't, whether it was us or another developer, you can't make the project work economically,
yeah,
building a 9-hole golf course. It's too, to build a golf course and what the return is on, it's too costly. So it was basically, if you ever want your community, and of course they all want their community completed,
yeah.
it's like, if you ever want your community completed, you gotta eliminate the golf course. It just can't happen financially, it's impossible. And they agreed, and they understood, and they,
But you did get the drone landing site in.
yes, of course. How could you do without that,
Okay.
especially in today's day and age?
Now, I have a question, have you been down to the basin? Have you looked at the stormwater basin recently?
The new one,
Yeah,
yeah,
how's it looking, is it,
fantastic.
yeah, draining and?
I have to tell you, I walked there, I walked back there when I first saw it. Honestly, I was almost breathless. It has to be the most perfectly shaped basin I've ever, and I've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
But they did it, you know, of course, all the equipment that they use now is all GPS controlled.
Yeah.
And when they did the as-built, the bottom of that basin was within 1 inch of the design criteria.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just the contours. I mean, when you look at it, it was everything about it. The service platform road around it, the 4-bay, everything. You could just tell it was absolutely perfect.
Is this the
It's
site?
amazing.
Remember there was an oil leak at one time and.
Yeah, that's the existing basin. This is the new basin on the
Right,
north side of
I
the property.
have to go down there then.
Yeah, that was the original basin at the end of Boxwood Lane.
We'll
Okay.
go with the
Yeah.
work truck, cause you won't go down there with your car, it's not paved or anything.
Oh.
Yeah, the access to that pond isn't paved yet. Leading up to it, but it's the
Okay, so how
loop
big
road.
is it?
It is enormous.
Huge.
It is nothing.
The whole watershed.
It is nothing
All right,
short of. I
so
can't.
we're talking acres then?
There's no other word I can use to describe it other than enormous.
When the near map updates, probably in the spring, we'll be able to see a good view
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah,
Cause
Okay,
they
all
update
right.
every 6
Uh,
months.
it's definitely one of the biggest basins I've ever seen.
Here's a suggestion then, if when time evolves, to have a kayak area for I mean, the people are 55, they're not too old to be going there.
No, no.
You know, they might, if it's that large, they would probably love doing that. It would bring in wildlife and,
Well, there's no question, there's no question, well, and that's gonna be something we're gonna connect the walking trail around that side through the sewer treatment facility, and we're gonna connect it to that, so that you're in from
yeah,
end to
so
end.
it'll become a beautiful, site.
But both, that pond, as well as the existing pond, and there's gonna be one more, in phase 3, but they're all phenomenal, they become phenomenal habitats.
Yeah,
I mean, you can go to the existing pond, and I mean,
Yeah.
everything, fish, turtles, frogs, birds, I mean, it's just a great setting for that.
and how deep are these ponds?
Well, of course, they vary seasonally, but they're probably get to be 3 feet,
Oh, that's not
maybe,
quite deep
not,
enough
no,
for
it's
a lot
not,
of fish.
not particularly deep, no.
Now, the planning board doesn't usually, or the town doesn't usually like detention basins, they like
Right.
infiltration basins,
Right.
but you were able to do this because it was an existing subdivision?
Well, it was two things. I think that they had gotten a waiver originally because the design called for these ponds to be used as irrigation facilities for the golf course.
Oh, I see.
So that was, they allowed it. But, you know, I mean, even DEP, when you're in a high water table situation with poor soils like we have, they recommend wet ponds.
Yeah.
It's consistent with
Which
the.
is most
with-
of Dayton.
Yeah, but it's consistent with the conditions that Mother Nature left for you. It just, they work better.
Now, is that, quick question, I know we're a little bit off topic, but the subdivision Almeida's doing, does that have anything to do with your subdivision?
The subdivision that,
Almeida is proposing?
no,
Is that gonna connect?
not, no
connection.
no interconnection
Okay.
whatsoever, no.
Good question.
That's-
I thought, I
Yeah,
had
that's the
a
one,
question on that
you know,
myself. I
old
know.
Williams, you know, down where
Yeah,
we,
Old Williams is,
Sousa-
wait a
the
minute,
Sousa-
it's-
Next to
Up
Susan's,
on
Farm.
your buddy Susan's.
yeah, it's on the other side of the street, Old Williams.
yeah, we did the Anrad up on the hill, that
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
property. I was just wondering, cause it backs up to where his basin
It does,
is.
they do, they are abutting properties.
Yeah.
But there's no interconnection in any way, shape, or form. No, it probably, I don't think he owned the property at the time that he acquired Hunter's Hill. So, and then, of course, there were already homeowners that would have had to agree to it, but it probably, you're gonna develop that, it probably would have been best served to have been incorporated into the sewer treatment facility at Hunter's Hill, but that wasn't done, so there's no other reason to have them, have any interconnection between the two. That's strictly a separate, single-family, proposed subdivision.
Interesting.
Okay,
Too bad, we'd like you to get involved in that.
Yeah, it was,
Well, they did Cedar Street off Old Williams also,
yeah.
this gentleman here, so, over on that side.
Jim, just don't forget to ask if there's anyone in the audience that has any questions.
okay, do we have a
To the back.
motion for a negative determination, citing numbers 4 and 6?
So moved.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Have a good holiday.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go down there and take a look at those ponds and just,
Here, I'll show you the location.
It actually,
Okay, all right.
vegetated, we caught the season perfectly for it before it got real dry in October,
yeah,
and it vegetated incredibly well. And your pond, that's it right there.
yeah.
This is where the basin.
Even if they were a little bit deeper, they would probably, carry more fish for those that are inclined.
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause you're not gonna get bass in 3 feet.
No.
This is where the basin
Or trout
is.
or anything else,
Here.
you're gonna get
Then this is
And
panfish.
then, of course, seasonally, they get even
Of
shallow.
course, this is all wetlands over here, so
Yeah,
I was
Yeah.
wondering
But,
if there's gonna
but
be
turtles,
connection
plenty of
somewhere.
turtles, frogs, give you a lot of.
Yeah, and you probably
still
get-
serves for a lot of other.
probably get egrets there too.
Yeah.
And now with the sand, I'm wondering if you have like piping boulders and things like that too.
See, at least-
But they move around.
it just looks so, why is it, okay, what street is this right here?
Williams,
Williams, okay, and the stop sign is right here,
yeah.
okay. All right, oh, wait a minute, so over here is the JP, somewhere over here. Payroll,
Right on the curve.
This is Shop's lot, right here.
yep, shop slot, okay.
Well, another guy, his property's right on the
Yeah.
curve.
Okay,
past
and
Old
that's
Williams
Sousa's
on the left.
property up there.
Sousa's,
Yeah, that,
yeah,
oh,
or Sousa's former pro, no,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was.
Oh, wow,
it was-
Almeida
I think
owns it,
Sousa
okay.
still- I think Sousa still owns a house.
Oh, yeah.
okay, all right, that's why I was getting confused, I'm saying to myself, okay.
It's always been described to me as a Sousa farm.
Yeah, one
Yeah,
of
it
the-
is.
One of
Yeah,
the Sousa farms.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
small,
Down the road, there's
There's
small
another
house
on the,
out
on
front.
the Rehoboth line.
That belongs to one of the brothers
Yeah.
of the farm on the other
So
side.
now, they're around the corner off of Shop's Lot. You take a left at the stop sign and you go around, then you're the third house is Anderson Drive and, okay, yeah, yeah. All right.
All right, thank you. And do you want to pick it up or do you want to leave it down? I'll pick it up. I'll let you know when it's ready. Sure.
Merry Christmas, Lee.
Merry Christmas.
Okay. Lisa?
Yeah.
My goodness, Lisa, well, let's see. Oh, it's
got a
8
couple
o'clock.
more
You said an hour and a half. Okay, Pleasant Street, you were gonna fill us in.
Yeah, so I did speak with the owner again, and, he seemed, I guess, a little aggravated at this point, trying to figure out the process. And he asked, you know, what will he have to do and what will he have to spend? And I said, you really gotta hire someone so we can figure it out, and we have to talk about it with the commission. But, yeah, so I don't really know where that, I think he's searching for someone to give him the best proposal.
Okay, so they have not moved on anything?
No,
Do they need encouragement to move?
probably, you want me to, what do you wanna do?
Have they received an enforcement order?
No, but he didn't put the fill in, the previous owner did,
Oh, okay,
you know,
okay.
The last time we were out there, he seemed pretty
yeah.
in care
I
of what we
think
wanted, but
maybe he's finding out how much it's
It's
gonna
gonna cost.
cost.
This is the one on the opposite side, okay, yeah.
Do you wanna send him an
s-
enforcement order?
No, maybe just send him a letter and ask him for his, or an email, what stage of progress are you at? You know, because he seemed to be very willing to do everything. You know, the commission, and then add on, the commission does not want to take, does not wish to take further steps unless necessary. And I think that would be a way to deal with it. The commission does not want to take further steps unless necessary.
Okay. All right, I'll draft something and you can look at it.
I think that should be, if they read into it, should be the warning.
I'll have it come from you.
Okay. Center Street,
I haven't got a hold of Matt, but maybe we ought to send him a letter,
All right,
you know what I mean?
I'll send him the same kind of letter.
Yeah, yeah. You know, see if he's come up with a plan to replant or do whatever, or, you know.
okay, so we're done with Hart Street. 1070 Smith Street?
The owner informed me last time, and I should have followed up with Niles, that she was, working with the engineers, they're working on the plans, so I don't know if that's true or,
You know, okay, maybe the same thing, same kind of letter that's
Okay.
going to Pleasant Street. What stage of, are you in? The commission does not want to take further action unless they have to.
okay,
And,
perfect.
and I think that is a nice way to tell them that something could be coming.
Definitely.
Okay, other business, meeting minutes. Okay, posted is a job description for someone to take the minutes for our meetings. Right now, we are
Want me
behind.
to read it?
No, I don't think so. It's posted, unless you want to hear it, Jack,
No, I mean, I had suggested maybe going through one of the schools. And a lot of the schools, I mean, they used to do clerical classes and stuff like this and give them some
okay.
hands-on
well,
type of deal, and
Lisa has two people that have shown interest to her.
fine, fine.
One's in Swansea, one's in Seekonk? No.
One's in Seekonk, and then the other one, is just a friend of a friend, so I'll follow up.
Okay, all right, well, but you said that the person is very,
The one in Seekonk, she's a senior clerk right now, so this would just be side work for her.
Yeah.
And it's outside of her union, so she thinks she can do it, but she was gonna check with her administration to double,
Yeah,
triple
right,
check.
now, okay, isn't there someone in town as well who does CPC?
Well, didn't you remember that Nancy said that that wasn't a good option because they're in the union and we can't give them more hours? They're in our union? Yeah.
But doesn't it say a non-union position?
Doesn't matter, Nancy was saying at the last meeting that didn't matter.
Okay, what I would like to see is if that person that Lisa knows is willing to do it. It says that they can come to our meetings and take the minutes, or they can do it from the videos that we have from here.
Well,
And-
we changed it to say, watch the video and do it that way. But
Because
if they wanted
otherwise-
to, they could.
You know, I mean, they have to do it for the last 6 months. There's no way
right.
they can give us minutes. And, okay, so what I would like to do is if Lisa gets a positive reaction, that we authorize Lisa to hire the clerk and maybe within a month, all 6 of those could be done. And then it would just be once a month after that, or roughly once a month. It might be, on rare occasions, we have twice a month.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and, okay, we're gonna assume right now that the, motion is made and accepted and passed. Lisa, are you willing to do this, to hire?
Well, you skipped over, because we were just reviewing, discussing, and acting on meeting minutes. But we don't have any, so you skipped down to the third item.
No, I got number 1, it says review meeting minutes, we don't have any.
Right, but the third item is review, discuss, act, minute taker. But you skipped bills payable.
I see what you're saying. Well, let's take those two together.
Okay, make a motion to take it out of order.
Well,
I know.
it's not a problem, okay. So we're behind, minutes, okay.
Right,
We need to have the minutes.
yeah. So we're gonna skip over the bills payable and we're gonna go to that, that's all.
Okay, all right, so, if we authorize Lisa to hire someone, and now, is is it in the previous minutes that you would even, that you could sign to for someone to get paid, or do Paul and I still do that?
You guys do,
Okay, all right, that's fine, that's good, I guess.
yeah.
Okay, so, is there a motion then to, to authorize Elisa to hire someone, to take the minutes for our meetings?
So moved.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so
All right.
Lisa, so if that person says yes, go to it. And then pull the announcement off the website.
Oh, yeah, she'll have to go through, or she or he will have to go through Karen.
Okay, all right, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
thank you.
Now let's back up, we have bills payable.
Yep. I just left it all in the folder so you can
Um,
see from the last meeting.
Okay, where is it that I'm just,
So
looks like
basi-
signatures here, is this Paul?
Since the last meeting. Yep.
Okay, so a lot of these are,
Had some bills payable since the last meeting. Let me see.
okay, well, okay, so Paul did all
Those are older,
these.
those are older. Let me see. So we only had these and these. Just these since the last meeting, the other ones were after.
Um,
Oh, hold on.
now Paul signed these then, so these don't need a signature.
No, nothing needs a signature, it's just to bring it to your attention.
Okay, all right,
So, we had 53G bills, and we had Weston and Sampson 53G bills,
yeah,
and that was pretty much it for the whole month.
okay,
I'm just
right now,
paying other bills, but.
what do we have out on 53G now? But there shouldn't be much, if anything.
Nothing really, just Butler,
Which one is that now?
833 Williams,
Okay, all right.
yeah.
And everybody else, either the money is spent or returned, or,
So, yeah, Paul and I need to look at that,
okay.
and, to reiterate too, did you see the email about the legal fee fund?
About what?
The legal fee fund that we were allocated at the last Board of Selectmen meeting. They gave us some grant money. Did you
Okay,
get
no,
that?
we talked about it, but what did we get?
Over 9,000, I can tell you the exact.
Okay, no, that's all right. So we got 9,000, yeah, no,
95 or 98,
that's,
something like that.
that could be 1 month though.
Well, actually, yeah, 'cause I just paid, today I just wrote out, I think it was somewhere around $16,000 in bills, but that included Strawberry Fields, which is wrapping up. So wrapping up, I did get an estimate from, Gay and Marty, and I don't expect between the two of them, the Strawberry Fields, that we'll need to spend more than $3,000 or $4,000.
Okay, all right. Now, has anything been said about additional rollback money from any of these, from whether it be
If
the
we've
solar
received
farms?
any?
What?
No, if we've received any, no.
Yeah, okay.
But that is a good question for,
Well, that question was out to the assessor and to Paul, and I haven't heard from them, so I don't know if you heard.
no.
Okay. All right.
So.
This Anderson, who just bought the farms from Souza, that should be coming in.
Almeida?
Almeida.
Oh, good point, yeah.
So we should be getting money from
Maybe
there.
do you wanna follow up with Paul after the holidays?
Sure.
Write yourself a note, 'cause I might forget.
Or we'll both write it down here. Wait, what's this one
I'll write
here?
it down.
Letter of transmittal. Let's see.
that's done, if that's done, if the rollback money doesn't occur, I don't think it usually happens until there's like a transaction, right? So just because they have a plan that they're going to get approval doesn't mean that they pay the rollback money to the town.
Okay, now, what is
If
it that they
Nancy
want,
was
what is
here-
it that they want to do with that property?
Develop it into houses.
Okay.
So I think once they get approval for that, I think that's when it kicks in. The town might, I don't know, cause I'm not an assessor or
Yeah.
a tax collector or anything like that. But I think that might be when the process changes for them as far as it goes, comes out of chapter land and it goes into residential.
Residential, yeah,
Development.
okay, well, we'll sick Paul on it, and,
Yeah, and there might be other properties, like how about the one we just closed out, Blue Wave? Did we already get the money for that?
well,
Does
that's,
that stay in, cause it's a farm as well, maybe that stays in chapter?
but it's also, if it's a joint, they should pay back, they should pay into something. Because if it's still,
It's mixed.
that would be industrial.
No, it's commercial, it's a mixed, I thought commercial and agricultural.
Commercial would be, stores, would be,
Oh, industrial. okay.
industrial would be manufacturing or production of product.
I would think they would have to pay some back, but I don't know, that would be a question for,
Well, that's what the question was to them initially.
good question.
Okay, so that would put some extra money into our coffers to buy some land.
I mean, whatever you wanna do, yeah, you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, are we all set then? We finished for this evening?
Was there any public input? Oh, correspondence? Thinking correspondence, I do have one. Mr. Ferry came to me with a scout project, to be located at the old landfill down between Hart Street and Broad Cove.
I'm sorry?
Mr. Ferry came to me with a scout project.
Scout project, okay.
Yeah, they want to put a, outlook tower again, another one, out between Hart Street and Broad Cove. So, we worked together to make sure that it was going to be completely outside, or, well, it can't be completely outside the 100-foot buffer zone, but it's outside the 50-foot no build.
So that's gonna be down to the old dump then? There's
Yeah.
an old dump down there. Okay,
Disturbance is very minimal, they're gonna use the path in, the access path,
Yeah.
the hiking trail.
well, there's also a path in from Pleasant Street.
Yep.
There's a little roadway there, and that,
Yep.
and is that on the south side? Because somewhere in between, there's a stop on the old railroad. Somebody owns that, and they put up a fence.
That's south of all this, yeah.
Oh, so we can't go down to the river itself, or to the waterway, the,
Broad Cove, no,
no, okay,
unfortunately.
okay. Now, there's farmland in there. I think that's where this barrier comes up to permit tractors to cross.
Dave, can you think of anything else from our site visits that you might wanna discuss?
Not off the top of my head, no.
I mean,
We did do a lot of site visits, though.
yeah, I'm thinking, we've been inspecting like, 418 Hart Street.
Almost on a daily basis.
Yeah, with the erosion controls
No.
and trying to get them to stabilize the site. The house is going up really quick. I do know that developer is talking to me about the 25-foot no-touch where he's supposed to be putting some conservation wildlife seed mix in. He's saying he wants to landscape it, and I told him if he landscape it, it, it's gonna be more like a natural buffer. So I'm gonna work with him, he's gonna probably come back to us
Okay.
on that. And then, cause I told him it can't be lawn. What else?
You know,
We've been working on a bunch of different things. Oh, for perk locations, I've been doing a lot. There's quite a few new perks happening around town right now.
that's for new development?
Some, but most of them are for repairs.
Okay.
And, yeah, there's gonna be a new house on the corner of Williams and Tremont.
You know, I've seen that, they cut down the trees, they're filled in, and then they just left the hole there where the foundation's gonna go. That's next to the church.
Yeah. Yep, so we've done some measurements. He did get a wetland scientist to look at the whole thing. And, the closest, to any wetland would be a BVW, and it would be off-site to the east.
To the east,
It's
yeah.
over 150 feet away, so.
Now, is there an intermittent stream? I'm gonna say 200 feet. There's a house there that's on a little mound, and I think they have goats in there and some,
Yep.
and I think there's a little, maybe an intermittent stream between, that house, existing house, and the one that they're going to put up, but it's in the middle.
Yeah, in the woods,
Yeah,
yeah.
We were
okay.
there, we were there, we didn't see,
No, we didn't walk to
we
the
didn't
middle.
walk, we didn't walk.
We didn't
all the-
walk into the wetland.
Right.
But we walked at the edge,
Yes.
yeah.
And then as you go further east, it gets wetter again, and there's another, I'm gonna say, I don't know if it's a stream, I don't know what it is, but I know it's wet on both sides.
Yeah, that wetland goes down and it heads south behind the church. And there's a lot in there that recently got sold too, so.
Yeah, and all that water eventually heads into the Segregansett, somewhere behind your house. And then
Oh,
you,
that turns and goes down, comes down behind you.
yes, that's where, near where I am, there's a stream that comes off the dump.
Right.
And that loops down and comes in, and, let's see, I don't know, I'm not sure exactly where that goes. Does that one go across, underneath Old Somerset Avenue?
Sunset Avenue.
Yeah, and then there's a little bit on the very, southern end of Gray Terrace, beyond me, there's, a little stream, and that flows into the other stream, which does the same thing. Okay, if we're all set, we'll seek adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Merry Christmas, everyone.